Today, the Bulldogs of Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University will take on the Bulldogs of South Carolina State University in the Andrew Hougini Jr. Bowl. Find out what happens next on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with head coach Connell Maynor. Brought to you by University Kia and Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church. Bulldog fans, welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review.
Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host for this different 2021 spring season here on the Hill. Coach Maynor, lots of things have happened between the last game that you played and the one you played yesterday. COVID-19 has wreaked a little bit of havoc on the Hill.
It has, not just on the Hill, but all over America. And, it's a lot of adjustments, a different situation, and you just have to adjust, and you have to sacrifice. And our team has done a great job, our university, of getting us prepared test-wise. This past week, we tested Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We normally test on Monday and Friday. And then we have to check in every morning with the temperature and get a wristband in order to be on campus and lift weights and go to meetings and go to practice and go to the cafeteria. So our university's done an excellent job. We've only had 2 cases since January 12th when we returned. So, and I think only like 4 or 5 people had to quarantine. So our university has done a great job. Our players have done a great job understanding that you can do everything right and still get COVID. So we're going to do everything right and keep our fingers crossed that we continue to do the way we've been doing.
Practice at 5:30 in the morning, coach, so your student athletes can make class. Does that have an impact, and if so, why?
Yeah, we try to practice in the afternoon, and we just have too many class conflicts. Got guys coming late, and then we got guys got to leave early. And so if you want to be a good football program, you got to have everybody there the whole practice. And so we just go 5:30. We finish at 7:30 now. All the 8 o'clock guys can get to the 8 o'clocks, and then they do their weights, and they got the rest of their day. So, we don't really want to practice early, but, again, you got to sacrifice if you want to be good.
The predicted finish in the Southwestern Athletic Conference Eastern Division was changed after Alcorn opted out for the season, and then they had to forfeit the rest of those games, so to speak. Coach, you had to wait a week before you could play, and then you had to wait another week, but this game came up kind of suddenly.
Yeah, it did. Once the Valley game was postponed, it's not canceled, it's postponed to the end of the season. I just felt that we needed to play. Our guys have been working hard, they've been hitting each other, and they were looking forward to that game. And that would have been such a demoting blow and take all the wind out of the program and the guys to have to practice another 3 weeks before we could play. But more importantly, Prairie would already had played 2 games. So we didn't want to go in there playing our first game and they playing their second or their third game. So we tried to find another game. I called Buddy up, and we was able to make it work. Well, we had to go there this year, and they'll come here next year, the first game. So it worked out good. We wanted to get a game in. Didn't know how we was going to play because, you're going against yourself all the time. We know Buddy Pugh always got a good team down there in South Carolina, a great defense, and a good football team every year. So we knew it would be a good contest, and we can kind of get a good judgment on where we was at.
The Bulldogs avenged an earlier defeat at South Carolina State years ago, made up for that yesterday, and we will see how that worked out for the Bulldogs when we come back on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Don't get hit hard with low trade offers.
University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Check out our large selection of new Kias, including the new 2020 Kia Telluride. Ask for Arthur Seaton, managing partner. We want to see you in a Kia. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Ariel took down enough pins to help win a conference championship. Her mechanics are just as strong in engineering. Aiden is mastering psychology on the golf course and in the classroom. No hurdles too high for Raven, on the track or in nutrition. Alabama A&M, 4 years of artistic, academic, and athletic discovery. We deliver the full university experience. Alabama A&M University. Start here. Go anywhere.
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Don't get hit hard with low trade offers.
University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Check out our large selection of new Kias, including the new 2020 Kia Telluride. Ask for Arthur Seaton, managing partner. We want to see you in a Kia. Go Bulldogs!
Fabulous first half by the Bulldogs. You got off to a slow start, though, Coach. How did you get out of the doldrums?
Well, the defense just held us in there. You know, we had great field position the whole first half. Thanks to the defense, we played the field position game, and they was never able to flip the field. But we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot. O'Quill got off to a bad start. The first one was a tip. Really wasn't his fault, all his fault. And, you know, as soon as they went up in there, I was like, oh, no, get down, get down. And, of course, they intercepted it. And then he threw another interception in the red zone. And so we were just kind of, we was moving the ball, but we couldn't punch it in because of turnovers. And, you know, you can't do that, especially against a good football team. And then we got another turnover. The defense got to stop. And so we took a shot. and Quill threw another interception. So he was struggling, and so he just had to settle down. It was his first game too. You know what I mean? No matter how good you are, you're gonna be nervous that first game, especially on the road, on national TV. So he had to settle down, and once he settled down, we started to move the ball, and then not only move the ball, but punch it in the end zone. And we got a score, and then we got one more late score right before the half on OJ's touchdown in the corner of the end zone. And we knew we had the ball coming out, and so we just said we just settle down and stop shooting ourselves in the foot, and take this first drive and go down and score. And that's what we did in the third quarter. Got up to 21-0 and continued to play well in the second half.
How could you tell Coach that you could still be effective even though you were making some early mistakes?
Because we was moving the ball. Now, if you look at them, they was going 3 and out, and they was going backwards. You know, they had 3rd and 18, 3rd and 16, 3rd and 12, and they was going backwards. We was getting sacks. So if you're looking at the game, you're looking at, okay, their offense is struggling. Our defense is doing a heck of a job. Now you look at us, we moving the ball, but we kept turning it over, shooting ourselves in the foot. I mean, we turned it over twice in the red zone inside the 10-yard line. So we could have very easily, at the minimum, got field goals out of that, and we didn't get any points. So that's deflating. But then the defense come right back out and bow their necks and make them punt, and we keep the field position. And then we finally punched it in, and then we got another one right before the half.
We could see, Coach, from these highlights, the effect of your recruiting. We now have not just one special teamer, we've got 2, got a punter and a kicker. The depth on the Bulldogs team is quite apparent.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to build depth. You know, if you got one, the old saying, if you got one, you got none. You know, especially at the quarterback position, but that's any position. If you got one defensive end, he go down, then you don't have any. So you want to build depth. You want to have iron sharpens iron is what we like to say. So we like to have that competition, have those guys competing, and that's going to make the starter play even harder because he knows if he come out or he get hurt, he might not get his spot back. And as you can see, we got a lot of depth at the wide receiver position. We feel good about our quarterback position. Running backs, our backup running back was hurt this week, Antonio, but he'll be back for the Prairie View game. So we feel good about the running back position, and we substitute 5 offensive linemen there in the fourth quarter. And so we put our whole second line in, took the whole first line out, and those guys got a first down or 2, moved the ball down, and then we bogged down. And then actually we kicked the field goal with those guys. So we feel good about our depth there. Defensive line, they was subbing in and out the whole game, linebackers and the secondary. So we feel good about our depth, and that's what you got to be to be a good football program. So if somebody go down, it's next man up.
Coach is just giving you a preview of the second half highlights when we come back here on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Don't get hit hard with low trade offers.
University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Check out our large selection of new Kias, including the new 2020 Kia Telluride. Ask for Arthur Seaton, managing partner. We want to see you in a Kia. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Don't get hit hard with low trade offers.
University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Check out our large selection of new Kias, including the new 2020 Kia Telluride. Ask for Arthur Seaton, managing partner. We want to see you in a Kia. Go Bulldogs!
Night in Alabama. the message is changing.
We are past urging people to stay at home. It is now the law.
The SWAC, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, has joined a growing list of conferences that will postpone fall sports because of the coronavirus pandemic. But here's the interesting note from this. The SWAC plans for football, including a 7-game conference schedule that will begin with an 8-week training period in January of 2021.
Recognize him late, but watch Moore climb the ladder with one hand, secure the football.
And that might be a SportsCenter Top 10 nominee, Sabrian Moore.
Coming up here for the Bulldogs. Akil Glass fires into the end zone, has a man, and that is a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Abdul Fattah Ibrahim.
Alcorn State officially opting out of the SWAC Spring 2021 football season.
the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie. Bulldogs are up 14-0 in the half, Coach, and we get to the second half highlights. We see a barrage of points in the third quarter, like you came out under fire from your team.
Yeah, we just had a little talk with them, try to calm them down. They was excited, first time getting to hit somebody else. We're on the road playing the stadium on national TV. Those guys were just pumped up, and it really was the skilled guys, the receivers, the running backs, and the quarterbacks that was making all the mistakes. The O-line actually played good. And those was the young guys. And those were the guys we were thinking of we might make the mistakes, and they didn't. They was very solid, but it was the guys that we was depending on that was making the mistakes. And so we just settled those guys down, and those guys knew it. They said at halftime, man, we played terrible, and we up 14. So I just told them, look, the score is 0-0. We get the ball first. We got to come out and score, and then we're going to get in and score again and put these boys away. And that's what we did. We came out and scored, and the guys executed. They settled down. We got two scores pretty quick there in the third quarter and got it to 28-zip, and it was pretty much over then.
We saw you took out a Quill in the fourth quarter. Coach, what went into that decision?
Well, whenever I think the game is over, I like to get those guys out. We took Abdul out. We took a Quill out, and then we got Gary Quarles out the game. We got to play in 2 weeks, and this game was pretty much out of hand, and we want to get our backups in too. We want to see what those guys are going to do and against live bullets, and get everybody some game action. We want to see what the backup quarterback's going to do, and then get some other running backs in the game, get those guys some action, because they're just going against ourselves. So we want to see what those guys are going to do under the lights.
A couple of questions that emerged from social media, Coach. Do these statistics count in their statistics for their career, for your student athletes?
As far as I know, they do. They keep in score.
Yes, sir.
They keep score, stats count, so they'll count.
And then secondly, Coach, since the student athletes, the NCAA said they can play this year, not lose a year of eligibility, how's that going to affect recruiting?
It's going to affect it. With the seniors, it's very simple. I don't know what any other coach is doing, but if my seniors are all conference or they're major contributors, I'm going to bring them back, And the other seniors can still come back. I'm not cutting those guys. But if they own money, they won't be able to get it because I got to take that money. I got to go sign some freshmen. I can't just bring back all the seniors and don't sign any freshmen. And in 3 years, we don't have no players. Y'all going to be like, what happened, Coach? Remember COVID? Yeah, I brought back all the seniors because y'all want me bringing back all the seniors. Now we ain't got no freshmen, So it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not kicking them off the team, but I'm not going to be able to give every senior back their money. I'm going to have to take that money and go sign some young kids.
Good job, Coach. Congratulations again on your victory. When we come back, we will preview the Bulldogs' next game against Prairie View A&M right here on the Alabama A&M Football Review.
Don't get hit hard with low trade offers.
University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Check out our large selection of new Kias, including the new 2020 Kia Telluride. Ask for Arthur Seaton, managing partner. We want to see you in a Kia. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
offers.
University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Check out our large selection of new Kias, including the new 2020 Kia Telluride. Ask for Arthur Seaton, managing partner. We want to see you in a Kia. Go Bulldogs!
Again, thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie. The Bulldogs have next up 2-week break. Got a lot of breaks here, Coach. We go out to Prairie View A&M to see what they've got going. Coach, you watched a great game last night with Prairie View and Texas Southern, did a little scouting.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch that game on the bus on the way back. It was on ESPN3, and both teams played hard. Prairie View had some turnovers early when they could have kind of stretched the lead a little bit, and they didn't. They let them hang around. And then Texas A&M took advantage of it. They actually took the lead going down the stretch, and Prairie View showed that they weren't going to quit, and they went down and got a late drive and scored and took the lead. And then they had to put the defense back on the field, and they bent a little bit, but at the end they prevailed and made one more play than Texas Southern did. And so, you know, I saw some good things on both sides of the ball from Prairie View. And so we got to be ready. We got to be ready in all three phases, special teams, defense, offense. But one thing about it, we will be ready.
Coach Dooley is known as an offensive guru, if you will, Coach. Did you see anything yesterday, or you didn't think he would show you anything in that ball game?
Well, he got to. I mean, he's trying to win a football game. You know, especially when you're down in the fourth quarter, you got to pull out all the stops. And, you know, it ain't rocket science. You know, you can't reinvent the wheel. You know, you're going to spread them out. And they put a certain amount in the box, you're probably going to run it. If they don't, you're probably going to throw it or RPO. So the game has changed a lot to where defense kind of dictate what the offenses do. I've been doing it all my life. I've been saying that all my life, Ted. It ain't rocket science. We're going to play to our strengths, defense weaknesses. Now everybody else is starting to do it. So, hey, come on.
That will do it for this week's edition of the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. The Bulldogs take on Prairie View A&M not this Saturday, the Saturday afterwards, 2 Saturdays from now. Bulldogs will be back on the field. Please check AAMUsports.com for any information regarding the Alabama A&M football team. For Coach Maynor, I'm Ted Dixie. Thank you all so much for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Bulldog fans, thank you for joining us today for the Alabama A&M University Football Review. Bulldog faithful, we encourage your support and participation. Until next time, go Bulldogs!